morning, friends. Yesterday, we know that nothing takes place only in dreams or only in the physical world, or in the mental plane. So, as the author Sharon continued to journey the lower world, healing happened. One day, the pain was more like a hard one, and she was feeling the pain even in her meditation in the upper world. She understood that the painful change has taken place on some level. Maybe it was emotional, spiritual, or all of them at once, at the same time, maybe. So, as grandmothers say, nothing happens in our plane alone. And that she understood. Because during our meditation, whatever we experience, it is not just in the upper world or in our physical world. It could be related to the three worlds: upper, emotional, and a physical. The following January, grandmother's appearance, after few months of grandmother's appearance, Sharon and her husband visited Santuario de Chimayo. So, Santuario Chimayo, maybe I pronounced it correct or wrong, it's okay, in New Mexico. She attended a mass in church. There she saw a few people spooning up the red earth from the floor of the church. And so she could recollect the similar red mud which she saw in her healing sessions in the lower world. So she was made to lie down on the pool of red mud, and there she was getting healed. And then she remembered the grandmother's words, "Red earth is sacred to the mother." So in April 1998, Sharon and her friends took trip to prehistoric cave of Béchamel in France. The guide was directing towards a small cavern. So there, the flashlight illuminated the drawings on the cave. It was dark completely, and only in the shining flight light, she could see some crosses, lines, and a bunch of lines which doesn't have meaning. But when she was observing, and she could see the rabbit, a horse, and a mammoth, or a woman type of figure. Then she had the same feeling when she saw the diagrams in her journey to the lower world. So when she traveled for the lower world with Bear, she saw similar diagrams in her cave. So grandmother said, all experiences you had in the past and all the experiences you will have in future with us are real. As soon as she saw that, she was having a lot of vibrations. She had the same feeling, same bonding, oneness feeling, even at that cave. So all the experiences we have in meditation are interlinked. We don't have to ponder over the meaning, but still, there would be, even after 1 year, we could relate to the experience we had or saw in the meditation. And that's what a grandmother says. So Sharon had only two spiritual friends whom she shared about grandmothers. She didn't talk to anyone about grandmothers, as she would lose the credibility as a therapist. People would taunt her, or maybe they won't come for her therapy if they know she's going to talk with non-realistic realm people. And that's why she didn't share, and she felt that insecure. She used to wonder what she was doing with the grandmothers, the yin and yang balance. So, which was not clear to her. Though she was receiving the message, her part, the work she needs to do, was unclear. She was getting the wisdom from grandmothers, but yet nothing was more clear to her. But she had the inner calling to spread the grandmother's message. Her friend planned for lunch meeting of spiritual support group. She thought this would be a great opportunity to share her experiences with grandmothers, and she can put words about their arrival or the messages the grandmothers gave. That was really profound, very helpful for feminine and both men and women to lead their happy life. The message was not welcomed at all by the group. Even when she was sharing her experience, one of the lead in the group got so furious, got red face. After looking at her, Sharon couldn't speak at all and felt like I should get up and go. And she felt she picked a wrong group. But she asked grandmothers, did I do anything wrong? It was horrible experience. And grandmothers said, this was exactly what you need to get beyond the fear of exposing yourself. The experience we may feel is very rough, yet those experiences teach us a great lesson. Any experience where we felt emotionally drained out, if we correctly understand, that will give you the valuable lessons. Once we learn it, we don't have to face the situation again. The Sharon thought, okay, I need to overcome my fear. I am with grandmothers and I own it. She was happy doing her grandmother's work. And after a few days, when she thought about that incident, she felt silly, and she was really feeling silly about that incident. And but she anyhow she wanted to continue the work, but not this unclear. She wants to do the things absolutely right. So she asked grandmothers what and how she could be. Grandmothers said, believe in yourself. They emphasized the self. Whenever you communicate with human beings, you must remember that humans do not live in the land of self. Here, the self they mean is oneness. But in the land of small self, that is our self, our world, me and mine world. So it is hard for them to take in the message of the self, that is the universal self, the oneness self. So do not listen to them. Keep your eyes on the goal. That's what grandmother said. Okay, let's understand that. So what she is saying, people who dwell in me and mine, what is my, in the more physical way or the yang way, my family, my job, my neighborhood at max, and my kids. So at that time, what happens if we say we need to work for the universe? And people who don't meditate, we often hear them say, what is what is that? Why do you have to work for universe? If we are okay, that should be fine. But when we come to the meditation, we will actually feel the oneness with animals, plants, the human, everyone, people who hate us, love us, even people who we don't know. We pray or we send love for Ukraine and Russia. So much oneness we have, even not only in meditation, even in physical for our world, we feel that oneness. We easily forgive everyone when we are meditating and we have that conscious way of living. And that's what the grandmother says. Once you realize that oneness, or when you are attuned to the universal self, people until then who are in that me and mine will not completely understand what the grandmothers are saying. So she asked her to leave them and just keep the eyes on the go. Sharon asked, how do you want me to pass this message to the world? Grandmother said, call together good spiritual people who are wanting more. Do this at home. And they explained the process of empowerment. Empowerment for grandmothers is like kind of initiation. You're saying you are accepting that you are a grandmother. There is a process for that. They say all that is necessary to receive our empowerment is a sincere heart and there's a desire to receive what we have to give. They see the heart very sincere and who's ready to be the part of oneness. They choose them. Grandmothers choose only such people. Without their permission, we can't enter grandmother's work. And they say the ceremony or the empowerment stop the incessant chatter of the mind. That is why receiving our empowerment in a ceremony way allows the gift of the call. Call is nothing but the initiation. Allows the call to go deeper into the psyche body. So to have its maximum effect, the experience need to be visceral and emotional as well as mental. That's what grandmothers say. When you stop your mind chatter, and this empowerment will give you deep insight in your psych body, and the maximum effect will be there when you are emotionally connected, when your heart vibrates for the work of grandmothers. Thank you, Masters.